Sphere of influence is a term we hear in real estate constantly, practically every day. But what exactly is your sphere of influence? The answer might surprise you. I'm Amanda Davidson. If this is your first time to the channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button and tap that bell for notifications so that you'll be the first to know when a video is uploaded each and every week. Sphere of influence is one of those terms in real estate that we hear constantly. I don't think a day goes by that I don't hear someone talking about or posting about sphere of influence. But what exactly is your sphere of influence? Or more importantly, what should your sphere of influence be? We often hear that sphere of influence is anyone you know, like, and trust. And I'm not exactly on that bandwagon. That can certainly work. But for me, sphere of influence is a series of 3 different questions, and that determines whether or not I want to include them in my sphere. The first one to be a part of my sphere of influence is it has to be somebody that I've actually met, not necessarily in person, but someone that I have actually spoken to, whether that's online or on the phone, text, email. I have actually communicated with this person at some point. And I say at some point because I also think that there is a hang up in the real estate industry of your sphere of influence has to be someone that you're in touch with all of the time. And that's not true. Maybe you've lost touch with some past clients or some friends or acquaintances over the years, and you want to get back in touch with them. When you're going through your database and determining who's going to be a part of your sphere, as long as you have actually spoken to that person or met them at some point, then they meet this criteria. It's your job to then reconnect with them and resume that relationship, and this time nurture it so that years don't pass without them hearing from you. The good thing is, I guarantee you, if you've lost touch with someone over the years, they aren't thinking about, Amanda did not call me or send me a holiday card in the past 5 years. That's one great thing about real estate. Your past clients especially are way too busy to think about the fact that you haven't reached out to them. That's your job to do. So don't be nervous or anxious about reconnecting with someone that some time has passed. It's not going to be a big deal at all. The second criteria and what you should ask yourself is, do you want to work with that person? And this is a simple, quick question to ask yourself. When you look at their name in the database, immediately, yes or no, would you want to work with them? Whether that's again or for the first time. If the answer is no, they do not go into your sphere of influence. And don't overthink this. Don't go, oh, well, they did buy that $1 million house and I got a great commission, so maybe I'd be willing to deal with it again, but they sucked the life out of me emotionally. No, we're not doing any of that. It's yes or no. And if it's a no, they're not in your sphere. If it's a yes, then we move on to the next one. The third criteria that I ask myself every time when I'm determining whether or not someone's going to be in my sphere is, do I want to nurture a relationship with this person? And that question really comes down to whether or not I connect with them and feel like it would be a healthy working relationship for both of us. And it really just depends on the person and how you have connected with them in the past. I think we've all probably had clients and honestly even acquaintances who we just don't vibe with. It really was not fun being with them or working with them, and it was draining and it felt like it just sucked the life out of you, and that's okay. We aren't meant for everyone and everyone isn't meant for us. But it's important to ask yourself that when you are determining who is going to be in your sphere of influence. I'm always really surprised when I talk to agents and say, well, how many people are in your sphere? And they'll say, 70, 75. And I think, wait a minute, that cannot be possible. Your sphere does not mean people that exclusive to people that you have done a deal with in the past or that you know, like, and trust and know, like, and trust you. As long as you have met them in some way, whether it's online or in person, it makes no difference. You have actually spoken to this person at some point through some type of communication. Then they are eligible to then go through the questions that you're going to be asking yourself to determine if they should be in your sphere. Your sphere ideally should be, I would say, at least 400 people, and then always work on growing that sphere. The more people you know, the more relationships you nurture, the better off you will be in terms of consistency and predictability in your business. Don't limit it to just past clients or your family and your friends. Your sphere is people that you actually know and want to nurture a relationship with. If you have any questions about how to define your sphere of influence, don't hesitate to reach out. You can drop me a comment below, or you can always message me on Instagram. You'll find me at Amanda S. Davidson. Until next week, I hope you all take care. Thanks for tuning in. And as always, hit that subscribe button and tap that bell for notifications so that you'll be the first to know when I upload a video each week.